Good evening and welcome to another episode of The Y Factor. I'm Duane, host of the show. Tonight we have a co-host. Let me introduce her. Her name is Shaun Trye. Let's introduce the panel.
Hello everybody. We'll be co-hosting this evening. Glad to be here.
Hello, my name is Wesley. Glad to be here.
Good evening. My name is Swann.
All right, let's get started. Shaun, take it away.
All right. Well, we have a few questions here. So the first question is, do you consider yourself a good catch? Why or why not?
You always start ladies first.
Ladies first, absolutely. Kelly.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yes, I do consider myself a great catch. Was it a great catch or a good catch?
It's a good catch, but you can add the
well,
ad
I
there.
consider myself a great catch. So,
Okay.
why or why not? I think I consider myself a great catch or a good catch because I have a lot to bring to the table. I'm not a person that's dependent upon anyone to do anything for her. Not that that's a bad thing for anyone. I'm pretty much straightforward with what is going on, and I just take it from there.
What about you, Wesley?
Well, I think I'm a great catch.
The question was, are you a good catch?
Not that I'm gonna say great to that. Well, a good catch, basically, I think when a person meets me or sees me, basically, I'm not kind of guy who shows off. But if you get to know me and understand me, you will appreciate me. I might say some things that kind of would make you uncomfortable, but that's my word I put up basically.
But are you being you?
I've been me, but
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, because what happened basically, I just can walk in a room and be like, oh, cool. You got to get to know me. And once you get to know me, you understand me better.
Shaun, I hope you understand that you're not off the chopping block, so you have to answer that question too.
I understand. So, of course, I'm going to ad lib and I'm going to say, I think I'm a great catch. And I think, what makes you a great catch? I mean, I think all of us can sit here and say, we're educated, and I think that's important.
Mm-hmm.
But then, to me, it's, there are a lot of people out here that are crazy, and they seem like, they're a good catch from the door, and then you get to know them, and it's like, you know what? They've got a little bit of crazy about them. So I would like to say, I'm that there's plenty of sanity there, and that goes a long way. So does that make me a great catch? Yeah, I think it does. Conversation is really good, is really important, because there's some people that you meet them and they're just like, they're boring. So conversation is really important. Mm-hmm. Do you love God? That's really important. I think that those are the things that make me a great catch.
Okay.
Your
Well,
turn.
with me, I think it all depends on the perspective you put it in. I mean, if you ask me, I'm going to say I'm a great catch.
Well, evidently we're talking about fish, because we're talking about what kind of catch you are.
If you ask me, I'm going to say I'm a great catch, and for the reason that I think I'm a good provider, I'm a decent person. I try to be honest as I can be. I'm not always honest as I should be, but I try to be as honest as I can be.
Okay.
But
What does that
one
mean?
thing, what I mean by that is I'll never lie.
Okay.
I'll never lie to a man.
I'll tell you as much as you need to know.
I'll never lie to a man, but I'll occasionally lie to a woman.
That is honest.
Yeah. So that being said,
Okay.
we'll on to the next question.
Okay. Well,
Because you can't always be honest with women.
I don't know.
I know
Who told you that?
you always say that. You always say that you want honesty, but you don't always want honesty. And it's not always wise to be honest.
I don't need every single detail.
There you go.
I really don't.
There
I
you
don't
go.
need to know who you flirted with today, who flirted with you.
Well, not only that, and see, it's funny that you did that, because when I said not always honest to a woman, you immediately went to cheating. And I wasn't necessarily talking about that. I was talking about the woman that asked you, am I fat? And you with her, and you better not say yeah, even if she is. So no, baby, you look good. When you thinking, hell yeah, you fat.
See, I
But
don't
you don't
know.
want to come out and say that.
I'm the type of person, I appreciate honesty. I don't know about this, the truth is relative to your audience. I don't believe in that. I believe it's, you start off with honesty, and as much as if the truth hurts,
But my question is this: what's honesty?
telling the truth.
Telling the
The
truth.
whole truth and nothing
And
but
nothing
the
but
truth.
the truth.
So-
help you God.
No. Listen, when I say what's honesty, is this: you might ask me a question like, "Who called you?" None of your business. Did I lie to you?
No.
I didn't lie to you. I want to answer your question. Who called your phone? None of your business, babe. It's my phone. It's in my pocket. Or can I have the password to your phone? No.
No.
I'm not lying to you. Just have password to my phone. And if you keep asking me, I'm going to give you the password and change it again. Am I being deceitful or lying to you? No, because, again, what is honesty? Honesty, I'm going to ask you a question. I'll meet you. I ask you a question. How many men you slept with?
Who you asking?
Both women. I'm not asking what men you slept with. I hope you didn't sleep with men. But I'm not asking you guys how many men you slept with. It's a question. Dude, now, that's an honesty question. How many men you slept with? Now I want to marry you.
It's none of your business.
Okay.
Okay, so honesty, so are you being honest?
But that's being honest. Yes.
And I will accept that. But
Okay.
if the two of us turn, none of your business, my phone. I'm not lying to you. They're not going to tell you it.
Well, then
Next
that's your
question.
truth.
Next question.
Okay. Your turn.
Monogamy. Is it natural?
Oh, Lord. I feel like we've already had this conversation.
Okay, can I?
But you didn't have it with me, so I want to
didn't
know,
have
do
it
you
with
think
you.
it's natural?
We had it.
I don't think it's natural.
I think it's natural. I think it's a natural Adam and Eve, one man, one woman. I mean, or one person, one person. I think it's natural.
I think it's a good idea.
I think you're right.
I think it's something to be achieved. You try to achieve it.
I think it's a
but-
good idea. I think that we all start off with that picture perfect concept.
Right.
Me and him, and or you and him, or me and her. We all start off with that concept. However, somebody else is going to always pique your interest. I think that at some point we mature to where we don't always act on our feelings or emotions.
Right.
But
why
the
does that
question
person
was,
pique your
is it
interest?
natural?
But the question is,
it's
The
not
question
natural.
was, is it
Okay,
natural?
the question
It's
is
not
this.
natural.
My question is this to you guys: when do monogamy kicks in? When you say I do, and fuck with others?
No, when you're in a
no.
relationship with
When
when
do
you're
it
having a
kicks in?
sexual relationship with anybody, I think that's when at least the question and at least the outline of, okay, are we monogamous or are we not? That's before you get in the bed with that person or
So you ask that
hanging
question.
from the
You
chandelier
ask
or
that
whatever.
question.
That's where it needs to
So you ask
come
that
in.
question. So am I the person you're sleeping with? In layman terms, monogamy. Right? Am I the person you're sleeping with? Right? And the answer is like, for now, yeah.
Okay, then that goes back
Well,
to the
let me
honesty,
say.
right?
Let me,
So-
okay. Well, let me say this.
For now, I'm not married to you. For
if-
now.
If monogamy was so natural,
Well,
right?
it's not. Let me just say, from my point, I don't think it's natural. That's not to say that
Okay.
it's not something that people in relationships should not strive for. You should. But it's just like saying, do you lie? I mean, we all lie at some point in time. The point
Then
is.
why would you beat me up when I said-
But the point is, you try not to. You
I did
use
say that.
effort and right.
said that.
It's the same thing with monogamy. It's something you have to work on every day, just like a relationship. So even though it's not natural, I think when you look at all the animals, and there's not an animal that you could show me, or not an insect or something you show me where they're monogamous. They just one on one. So I don't think in nature it's not even natural. But it is something to be achieved. It's something that you are supposed to, in my opinion, you're supposed to work towards that every single day.
Well,
Okay.
go ahead, Duane.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Wesley.
No, because basically, monogamy is it's a good topic in regards to relationship and when you're dating somebody. But you got to be very careful when you say, are we in this together? Which means you sleep with me, I sleep with you. That's where the buck stop. You don't sleep with nobody else. We go in a committed relationship. Then the next question is, what is committed? Is it monogamy committed or just committed?
You like to split hairs because is what if you're monogamous, it's
No, because
one-on-one.
so a threesome.
Committed to
Okay,
that
we have a
person.
threesome, but monogamy we have a threesome.
So okay, so
not
let's move to
monogamous.
this. So let me ask this question, since we're talking about monogamy. So why do you guys, or women, because cheating goes both ways, men and women cheat. So why do cheaters, so I'm gonna use the word cheater. So why do cheaters commit to relationships if they know they can't be committed to a relationship?
Because they're selfish.
No,
There you go.
they're not selfish. That's what happened. That's what she
exactly
wants.
what it is.
That's what she wants, what you tell her.
Who?
A real woman want a committed relationship, it's me and you. So if I came, I said, baby, I love you, but I want to sleep with Susie.
I want y'all to think about something. I really want y'all to give it some thought. Do you honestly think that when a man and a woman enter into what we call a committed relationship, that man has intentions when at the time when he commits himself to this woman or that woman commits herself to that man? Do you honestly think that they're thinking, I'm gonna commit myself to him or I'm gonna commit myself to her, but I'm gonna cheat?
Yes. I think in some
No.
circumstances.
I honestly don't believe that, Kelly.
But this is what I think.
I agree
I
with
think
you.
This is what I
I
think.
don't-
Sometimes you see somebody and you're like, this is the perfect person for me, but I also have a certain other situation that I have to deal with, and I don't want to let this person slip through my fingers and let go.
That's
So
what
I'm
I'm
going to
thinking.
commit to her, but at the same time, I have to figure out how to deal with this other situation. So
What you think about this though? Because it kind of throws everything you're saying off. When you
Okay.
get married, you stand in front of your friends, God, and a whole bunch of people, and you commit to that person for the rest of your life, and you say, "To death do us part."
right.
I don't know many people who get married with the intentions of getting divorced.
Exactly.
That's
And I-
very
Because they
That's-
get
that's
married
very-
I
because
would
they
agree with
intend
you.
to be with that person for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
true.
Correct?
But men, you guys, your vision is not 2020. So yeah, that's what you
Wow.
think for that day.
Men,
or
did
that
you really
moment.
just- did
Yeah,
you
it's
really just
men.
go there?
'Cause men,
Yes.
men are more short-sighted. So yeah, it works for that day, for that space and time. But in that, and I agree. You don't get married to get divorced. Just like you don't get married and then you're gonna say, you know, we're gonna have an open relationship and I'm just gonna cheat on my wife. I don't think men set out to do that. But you guys are the weaker sex. And that's what happens. It's the thought
We
process.
the weaker sex?
Yeah, when it comes to that, when
Let's
it
go
comes
to
to that thought
this.
process.
What you just said, that's a very good point with the weaker sex, but I'm going to take you back in biblical days when the serpent came to Eve and she was tempted. So my question, you think it was Adam, you're going to eat the apple? Nah, I said, my master, I don't want to eat this apple. But you said with the weaker sex, she was tempted.
Who was tempted?
Eve in the garden. I'm
Okay,
going biblical days.
but
when
Adam
you said,
But
never-
dummy Adam never
Oh,
said
dummy
that.
Adam, nice,
Exactly.
dummy Adam. No.
Right.
We better not
No,
eat
no.
this apple because that's what God told us not to
but
do. He
the
went
serpent,
along,
the serpent met her
Exactly.
first.
and then like a typical man,
Adam
he
wasn't there.
says,
Adam was
I
in the
got
garden.
tricked.
No, Adam was in the garden, tending to his daily work, and Eve ate the apple,
he?
and he came back and said, "Oh, Eve." Eve said to him,
Eve
"Oh,
tricked
you want to
me.
try
Right.
this?"
What is the first thing he did? He hid
and you guys-
told God Eve did it.
Right.
Did he not?
But guess
Exactly.
what? Guess what? So now, for that
'Cause
reason,
he's
we are
weak.
weak. Nah.
Hey,
Women
you
are
said
easily-
it though. I mean, you gave the
women
story,
are
and I'm
easily-
saying that wasn't a
Right.
strong
Women are-
man's
no,
action. Because a
because-
strong man would have
because-
said, "I'm not tempted here."
Well, okay. I get it. Well, let me ask you this. It's on the same terms, but it's even a more important question. If you all know, or Kelly, especially you feel that way, why do y'all commit to us? Why do women commit to cheaters?
Sellers.
We don't
If
necessarily
we
know.
hold on, let me say this to you. If
Okay.
we cheat because we're selfish, why would you settle or commit to a selfish person?
I won't.
You
That's why
won.
I'm single.
Let me give an example from a woman's perspective. I'm not familiar, but what happened? Women get comfortable. Men get comfortable. You tell me, "Oh, baby, I caught you cheating," and do admit he's with my woman, but I gotta sit back. That's why the boy go to the man. I have children with you already. We invested. So after I think of my family, I'm not the first. You wasn't the virgin when I met you. You know I know spring chicken. You've been around the block. Now, but I'm going to destroy a 12-year marriage because you screwed Johnny.
Yeah, I mean,
Keep
it's
screwing him.
It's the cost-benefit analysis.
No.
I mean, that's what you have to do.
But
I
see,
mean,
but
that's what.
so which means you accept the fact that I cheated.
Look,
You know what?
I'm
It's-
just gonna say,
go
'cause
ahead.
I'm a divorce attorney, and that's one of the things that I always see is usually the person who comes in to file because there's adultery. It's not because that's the first time it's happened. It's
Right.
because it's a repeated action, and
But again-
eventually the person just gets tired.
But guess
of it.
what? Now, but guess what? You just said a group of you, the adultery, your divorce attorney, and the person that cheated that done it over a period of time. After the first time he or she did it, that's the nature, man or woman, they can cheat.
But see, here's what amazes me about people. You'll find a woman that will marry a man that she dated that cheated on her, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All that's going to happen is that man that cheated on you is going to end up being that husband that cheated on you, because normally we don't change our behaviors when we are, if you don't make me change. Like if you and I are together and I cheat on you, right, and you forgive me, knowing how I am, right, and you say I'm going to marry you now, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be my last time I'm going to cheat. So, and the problem I think with women is you all forgive too easy, because we don't.
I agree.
Men don't. If we're dating,
I
there's one
agree.
thing.
Because
Wesley,
what a man can do, if a man did the same thing to a woman, the cheating, most men would jump off a cliff somewhere. You guys cannot take it
ego
as a woman
because
can.
of our egos, and
that's
that's
what
the
it
thing.
is.
That's a deal breaker. Now, it's one thing when you're married and you have a whole bunch of things invested,
Right.
because you can't just walk away. We talked about that earlier, because it's a whole bunch of other things, wheels spinning in there.
Yep.
But when you're dating and and a woman cheat, shit, you ain't.
You're like, peace.
You don't have a reason to stay.
And I agree with you, 'cause I did
But
the
nobody-
same thing. I was dating my ex-husband, cheated. He was like, I'm not going to do it again. Marriage is a clean slate. And for a while, the first couple of years, it was like perfect. Everything was great. He started repeating the same habits over and over again. And it was like,
We are creature of learned behavior. We just
right.
don't wake
do
up
I
one
keep
morning.
forgiving or what?
We don't wake up one morning and say, we say, okay, I'm not going to cheat on you no more. It's a reason I cheated. Not because I want
Which
to do
9
it.
times out of 10 has nothing to do with the woman. That you're
No.
You know what, Wesley?
no.
I disagree.
Thank you.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you because 9 times out of 10, men cheat because they want to cheat. They don't
It's a
really have a
selfish
reason. We
act.
don't really have a reason. I mean, you know what? Let me back up. Me, I can only talk about me because I can't speak for every man. When I cheated in my relationships, it was because I wanted to. It wasn't because I can't blame my wife for my shortcomings.
But guess what
Right.
now? But I'm happy with this then. This is the worst thing I hear from women. Well, you're not doing something, that's why you want to look for it. If you're not doing something right, that's why you want to look for it. So for instance, I have a friend, he loved doing crazy stuff to his woman. That's his thing. But she married him, she knew he was this dude when she married him. After 5 years, she started changing. Sex patterns started changing. Then she gave him a schedule. We had sex Monday and Wednesdays. What happened Thursday and Tuesday? He go find somebody else. Because he's a sex maniac. So for instance, people who love sex every day, they go to sex therapy. They don't search out sex therapy. I don't believe in sex therapy. If you have a wife, you're my wife, when you met me, what do I understand? As we evolve, things changes. But if something is locking in the marriage, you're gonna go out and find it.
But you know what's funny about that? We treat our women, and maybe you all have experienced it. Have you ever experienced that when you were dating your significant other, sex was totally different? He allowed you to do certain things to him, and it was okay.
Yes.
But as soon as you married him,
It was like, no, you're my wife.
you're
now.
my wife now.
Yep.
You ain't doing that. So we have some weird ways, men, and we kind of create our own
Rules.
environment, right?
Yep.
Because you don't want to marry the whore.
Right. Even though you want to marry the whore, you want to marry her.
You want to
the
have
wife
the
that has
benefits.
rights.
Of
That has
having a
right.
whore,
But you don't necessarily
but
wanna
you
have
don't
her as
necessarily
your
want to
wife.
have as your wife.
Exactly.
But you married, but she was the whore before you married her.
Right.
It only changed after y'all said I do.
Exactly.
Same person, unless she got a mouth transplant or something or whatever, things didn't change, so it's still the same, But that's what we do. I will never understand it.
In some relationship, the woman agrees. She said, "Well, I can't." For instance, your wife gets sick, she can do this no more, and she said, "Well, I don't want to lose my husband. I agree for you to go out and cheat on me. I agree for you to sleep with somebody else. It's cool
And
with
some
me."
people work, and some
So let
people
me ask you a
have those
question.
arrangements.
Let me ask you a question. Then this is the question I don't understand. And tell me if this is cheating or adultery. Meaning, you can have a baby. I want to have a baby, but you agree for your friend to carry this baby and not sleep with your friend. Is that cheating?
No, I mean, and then it's not adultery and it's not cheating if two people agree and consent that
But it's not cheating, so it's cool.
I mean, there's some people
It's
who have
only
open
cheating if you go back.
If I go back,
If you go back.
and do it again. Oh, okay.
Here's the other thing that I think is amazing about men and women when we have these guys or these couples that the women will go so far out of their way to please us, right? So we'll say, babe, I want you to bring one of your friends to the bedroom with, and they do it, right? And then they get upset when dude get turned out. But it's crazy because you introduced that. I wish my wife would say, could you bring one of your homeboys?
But the problem is this, though, you gotta be careful.
Double-edged
What you
sword.
bring into your belly. People who watch porn, they can't get on no more to buy video tips to watch. You bringing something into your home you can't deal with.
I don't
Oh, you like porn?
No.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm sorry. Don't do nothing for me.
Thank you.
I believe you.
What?
I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
but you don't believe
I mean,
you.
I think every man, like 99.9%,
Some
do
type
nothing
of
for
it.
something.
Your own, I mean.
All right. Maybe it's a strip
you know what
club.
it is? I think for me, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I think for me, when I was in the Army, right, I was on an all-male base, right?
Okay.
In the Air Force station in Germany, I was on an all-male base. We would go to the room. I would go like my buddy's room, and they all sitting around watching porn. And my thing is, what the hell is this going to do for me? A bunch of dudes sitting around getting all worked up. So for me, it was a turnoff. So I would go out because I mean, we on an all-male base.
So let me ask you another question then we'll move forward. If you're traveling in the military, right, and you're married to your wife, you don't want your wife to cheat on you and buy her a dildo. Is that cheating on you? You
Say what now?
You give her a toy to play with while you're gone. Is that cheating on you?
No, it's a toy.
But no, and I'll get into a point. The point is, not most women, I don't want to get the audience, but
Thank
most
you,
women
most
believe
women.
that guys be like, well, she gave me most head. I didn't sleep with her. Or how was a blowjob? She didn't sleep with me. I didn't sex
Okay,
her
Bill
out.
Clinton.
Yeah, whoa, that's all right.
I didn't.
Still a sex
Whoa,
act.
But
That is a sex act.
So the dildo is not a sex act. You're performing the dildo.
With
so
an
now,
inanimate object, unless
So
it
it's
has
not-
batteries, I mean, it's not the real thing.
Well, if it got batteries, then what?
I'm
It's
just
working
saying,
itself. But the
that's
point
not
is
the
this.
real- It's not a person.
That's my point. So basically, I can say, well, baby, she gave me most head. I use a condom to even make you feel better.
Okay, you're splitting hairs again.
Exactly.
Because that is
That's
that
not
is
cheating.
that is cheating.
You're
If
comparing
you're
batteries
with someone in a
to a
committed
real
relationship. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is it considered a successful relationship if the two people have different goals,
Yeah, I mean, what kind of goals? I mean, you should.
separate goals? Two
I think.
separate goals.
I think that's the basis of having a successful relationship, because a lot of times, and I'll see like women sometimes don't have separate goals apart from their spouse or from their significant other. So when that cookie crumbles, you're left with finding out who you really are. So I think it is important to establish separate goals. Not to say that they can't be complementary and the two of you can't help each other along, but absolutely, having a separate goal,
that's kind of a broad question, because I went in a different direction, because I would have said no.
No, I would say no.
I would have
too.
said no, and I'm thinking about Danette, my ex-wife. I'm gonna put you out there, baby girl, but it is. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about my ex-wife. You can always black out, Arlene, but you know how it is. I'm talking about somebody who my goal is to build for the future, have money, and her goal is to
Party.
shop Burberry and Gucci and Prada and whatever was in the bank is there for
I mean, I think
spending,
you should
nothing.
have some
So
common
you gotta have
goals.
some common goals, right.
But you should have some separate
I think you see when a
goals.
woman says separate goals, she's a divorce attorney. So I understand where she's going with this to a point. Because it sounded a prenup.
No, that's not what.
No,
that's not
because what happens is this. I'm telling you now, where I separate goals, my goal is to build a business. I want to be successful. Your goal is
To spend every damn thing you
money I
get.
No,
That's your
maybe my goal
But-
is to build a separate business,
But no,
separate
but
and
again,
apart from
That's
it.
why I
There's
said.
two
That's why I
records.
said, Shaun, it's a broad question because you
Okay.
can go a lot of different
Yeah.
ways with it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's next? We got to go somewhere else. All right. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. All right. How do you establish rules for what I call FWBs, friends with benefits?
Why is it on me?
I'm just-
Establishing the rules.
I just I so disagree.
First, everybody knows what a FWB is,
Yes,
right?
friends with benefits. I so disagree with that term, and I just don't think you have to be at a certain level of maturity to handle that whole situation, because somebody's going to catch feelings.
Somebody always catches
Usually
feelings.
it's the woman.
Usually it's the woman.
You think that?
Some dudes
Yeah.
get
I'm gonna enlighten y'all on something in a few minutes, but go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, usually it is.
Yeah. Y'all
I
like
can't
that?
establish any rules for
You
it.
know,
It's just
men catch feelings
Yeah.
a whole lot quicker
And
than
don't
y'all
know
think
how to
we
deal
do.
with it.
Absolutely.
And
And you know how
it's a
and
mess.
you know what? And you know how you can tell? Because they kill women when they cheat on them.
Okay, well, whoa, that's just taking it.
But think about how often.
all the
Think
way over
about, just listen to me seriously, Shaun. Think about how often you hear or see on the news about some man catching his woman, cheating on him, and he kills her. But how often do you hear a woman doing that? You don't that often.
But you see, probably
And it's because men get caught up. Men get caught.
You know, slash some tires.
Right.
and,
But
yeah,
she ain't gonna take it to that extreme.
bust out
And the
the
reason for that is we get so caught up, but we suppress our feelings because it's not macho to say
you see,
that I'm caught up.
The trick is that with friends with benefit. Friends with benefit, it can go left or go right. And most women use that to pull you in. Meaning, I'll give you a scenario. I'm seeing this sister. She let me do what I want to do. I call 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you can come true. I roll through from the club. I do that. Next week, I do the same thing. One day, I call her. Baby, I got company. I'm busy. What happened with friends with benefit? Now the dude's like, what do you mean you got company? Well, we just cool. We ain't cool, you know. And that argument stops.
See, well then that's you caught feelings, and I think that's why the number one rule of an FWB is do not catch feelings.
Right.
The minute you feel like you get a little feeling and the tingling, then all bets are off, and that needs to be clearly
now,
defined.
all bets are off, or do you go back and you have a conversation?
I think it should be a conversation,
but hold on,
but at
okay,
least
great point.
establishing like
But
we
you
are
see-
not here to catch
But
feelings.
you see, the problem you have with friends with benefit is people turn down your relationship. You can't turn a friend with benefit girl in your relationship. You can't do that. Because in my mind, I'm like, how many friend benefit you got? How many dudes like me you got?
You overthink it because
Well,
that
yeah,
is just
right.
it's real simple. It's nothing
No,
but
because what
sex.
happens is this. What happens? No.
Occasional movie, maybe, you know, but
Movies.
it's basically it's a friend with a benefit.
You know
but
what?
As soon as you
It's-
cross
What's the benefit?
that line,
What's the benefit?
It's
What's the
it's funny.
benefit?
no strings
commitment.
attached.
I'm actually with Wesley on that, and it's funny. I thought that I would never say something like this because
See, you be the guy in
if
a
you-
car and at night,
No,
outside
no,
of a house.
no.
That where's it's crossing the line.
No,
Like,
I don't trip. No, that would never be me. Trust me.
go.
That would never be
Okay,
me.
all right.
I say here's why I say that. I say that because, like you said, somebody is always going to catch feelings.
Yep.
Whether it's you, whether it's her, especially if it's good sex. Especially if it's good sex. Somebody is going to catch feelings. And we are not, most people aren't mature enough to say, you know what, we need to come back and have this conversation because now I'm starting to catch feelings because if you give yourself to somebody multiple times over a period of time, it's only normal, it's only natural
It's just
for
chilling.
you to start catching feelings.
We're just chilling.
Really?
But the problem is this, though. That's a good point you made because in my scenario, people I meet, basically, we're just friends. That war is a tricky war because one day, the form my ring, that's my friend, Wes. How many friends like me you got, dog? For real. How many friends like me you got doing with me?
Then you're not understanding.
No, I
the
understand
number
it.
one of
No,
Then
FWB.
it's the FWB.
Do
Then why
not
do women
catch
get up? If
feelings.
you only have a friend with benefit, right? You have friends with benefits. You got this guy, and all y'all doing is banging out. And you say occasional move.
Then
I'm just saying, you know, baby.
And then you see him out. You see him out,
I ain't paying no mind.
and he ain't paying no mind. You got an attitude.
See, I don't know. Then I'm not that woman. That's
So let me
not
ask
me.
you a
Like
question.
I
Wow,
understand
you've been
what
on
it
So let me ask
is
you a
from the
question.
door.
Let me ask you a question.
So,
You meet a guy you're dating, right?
Yeah, I can't
And
do
I
We could be.
I
I'm
actually,
singing Stevie
but
Wonder,
no, but
part-time
I ask you-
lover.
I ask
I
you-
understand.
But I ask you a question.
Wow.
So you jump into a West. Now you meet a guy you like. You dating seriously, you like him.
Good
Before
catch,
before
yeah.
I'm dating him seriously.
No, okay, for instance, you met somebody, you digging, and you guys turn to a different level. Not the friends of benefit. You met a new dude that you think is potential to be your boyfriend or whatever. And you tell him, say, let me let you know off the breath, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
have
like
a
being
friend.
honest.
I have a
You
friend.
like being honest.
I have a friend. this guy just cool. I'd be like, what kind of friend you got? But I'm thinking, I got friends, and I said, what kind of friend, babe? You'd be like, well.
None of your business.
No, be honest. This is your honesty.
That is honest.
My
None of
sexual
your
friend, I slept with him. Right? They didn't mean to tell me that. I'm like,
Okay.
they did call that phone again, but like, so you still seeing dude though, for real?
But see, but didn't we not understand rule number 2 of a friend with benefit is
So you cut them off?
They're only good, right? They're
So you
only
cut
good
them
for
immediately?
that whatever they're good for. That
Right.
space and time. You don't need a friend with benefit if you're embarking in a
Gotcha.
relationship.
Okay, but
they become null and void.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this.
They should.
Is it a lie if you don't know you're being lied to?
Yeah.
No, if you didn't catch me doing it, I feel great. I didn't lie.
Why do you say yes?
A
Shaun?
lie is a lie is a lie. You know, I'm big on telling the truth.
When a tree falls in the forest, everybody looking.
And you know what? It still makes a sound.
It still
I'm
makes
of
a
So,
that
Shaun,
idea.
so what you're
Yes.
telling me is that there are women that you could be out here that you could be totally honest with, and because see, we are natural hunters, right? So we may see a woman like you or Kelly, and we say, you know what, I'm interested in her, but I know if I tell her that I just want her for sex, and if she got any class about herself, or she have
She won't
any,
do it.
she gonna say no. So you can't walk up to a woman and say, now, here's the trick though. You might initially only want her for sex,
And she wanted the same thing.
and she may only want you for sex, but sometimes stuff get reversed.
Yes.
You might want her just for sex, and next thing you know, I love you, baby. You know,
Yeah, they're married.
where the hell did that come from, right? But I
happens.
honestly don't believe that. Well, you saying it, so it must be true. I mean, you're a female, I'm not a female, I wouldn't know, but I don't think that if the women in my circle, that if I had, back then anyway, that I went at them and I said, look, I like you, I ain't interested in being with you in a relationship, but I will have sex with you if you let me. They would like, okay, Duane, let's go bang out. No, I don't see that happening.
It depends
Well,
on the woman.
It depends on the woman, and that's
situation.
exactly what I was saying. It depends on the woman and depends on the situation, because that's what a friend with benefit is. You have to understand these are the
Right.
rules. So
I'm
and like I
focused
said,
on my career. I don't have time
like,
for
I
a
don't need it
relationship.
either,
I'm not
you
going
know?
to cook for you. I'm not going to clean for you. But you can come over and leave by 5 o'clock in the morning because you can't spend the night at my house.
right.
Peace.
Or we can meet at a hotel.
If he leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning, he is spending the night at your house.
No, because he comes at 1 after the kids are asleep. We got 4 hours, then bye.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Okay.
watch a movie.
Yeah, 4 o'clock and I'm watching movies.
Oh man.
All
Is
right.
there such thing as a drama-free committed relationship?
No.
Why?
You know, I'd like to
No.
think that they do exist, but I mean, you know, coming from where I'm coming from, I'm a little jaded, because even when you think what I've seen is people that you think have this idyllic, committed, they're perfect, they're just in sync, they finish each other's sentences, and they're so perfect. Behind closed doors, they really are not. It just, you know, you never really know what's going on.
A good friend and I
behind.
talked about that last night or the night before. I can't really remember what night it was, but we had that same conversation. But here's what I've always been perplexed with. People say that marriage is hard work, right?
It is.
I think that is one of the most, that's almost right up to me, my opinion. That's almost like, as stupid as that sentence, your perception is my reality, or their perception is their reality. No, their perception is their perception. Now, reality is a reality. And I think that when people say that marriage is hard work, maybe I'm jaded, because I don't think that it should be hard work. I think that dating is hard work, because you're still trying to learn the person that you're dating, and you learn what their likes and dislikes are, and they learn about your likes and dislikes. And now, when you get to that point where you want to say I do, you know all these things about each other. Now, that's not to say that you all are not going to disagree, but I honestly don't think that marriage should be hard work.
See,
and
but
I think that
that's what it's got to be.
It's
gotta No, be.
And this is coming, and no disrespect, but this comes from a person that's been married twice,
Absolutely.
and divorced twice. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you first of all, and like I said, we are not.
It ain't no disrespect.
we're
I'm
not-
good with it.
Yeah, so I mean, just hey, where you coming from? But because monogamy is not natural, and I said you have to work on that every day. And I think people who tend to put their relationships on autopilot, it never works out because you have constantly. I mean, people change. So you're asking, and when you look at you just from a biblical perspective, you are asking two people to become one, right? That in and of itself takes work. You cannot just decide, okay, I'm just going to let this float, and and we're just going to become one. You have two people with two very different personalities. They like different things. They're about different things. So you're asking that dynamic to come together and meld and be one.
I think monogamy is hard because if you're
forever. Till death do
as
do
Ray
us
said, if
part.
you're a virgin and you don't know anything else about anything else, then it's probably going to be easy. But if it's like eating that first piece of chocolate cake and you never had cake before, and you like cake.
You see, my thing is a marriage being easy. I think marriage is easy, like you said. It's not hard work.
Are you married? There you go.
Divorce.
I'm happily
divorced.
Right.
I'm happily divorced.
Sounds like you made that up.
No, I'm happily divorced, meaning when I was married, in my marriage, we have basically, where it was easy, go whip up on the same accord.
Right.
Meaning, but she didn't feel my senses for me. She didn't know what I was thinking. But the fact is, I respect her, she respected me. We have fun together. I dated my friend, and my friend became my wife.
And something happened.
But something happened. People grow apart.
Right.
But when you grow apart, you got to find a way to find the missing link. Like I said, something was missing.
And you weren't able or willing to do the work to bring it back together.
No, you wouldn't do the work, but it takes two to tango. I can want her all she wants. She don't want me. I can't make her want me. She
And
don't
that's
know
the
what she
thing,
wants.
Shaun, that's the thing.
You know, divorce and turning. Probably hear this quiz every day. I don't want to lose my wife. But my wife don't want me. So why should I hang
Right, so
around?
why would you hang around and
I'm
subject
just over
yourself
with.
to that?
So which means basically, it's great marriage, and it's good marriage.
Is that what happened to you?
Now, what happened to me? We decided basically for some fun. We said basically, it was a great thing.
So you both decided we're not going to do the work anymore.
No, it was time to seek other options in life.
I think I'm one of those people,
But
I get bored with people.
That's what it is. I mean, you just,
And you're
at
probably-
some point you decide,
So-
you know what, I'm not willing.
You're probably
to do
right. She's
the work
probably right.
anymore.
But, no,
because-
but the problem is at work. When you say work, what's the work?
But it's work. It's work to maintain a relationship, to
I
be
don't-
one.
I
Because
don't-
you just said,
I don't-
you said
but
the
see-
best
but-
times
but
we
you
had
have- but
was
see,
when we were on one accord.
But hold
Did you
up.
say that?
Yes, we have to have.
When we were
you see,
together.
It's four pillars in life. I live by the four pillars. The four pillars is God, my family, myself, and my career. When the pillars turn around, you got a problem. That's my four
And you're
pillars.
not willing to
You know
do the
what?
work
That's my
to
four
put
pillars I
them
live
back
by.
in
You know what?
place.
I can almost.
It's okay. I mean, I'm
I
just
can
saying,
almost
it's
agree
okay
with both
to
of
say
you.
that. It's okay to say,
And the
I'm tired, because that's what I'm.
No.
That's how I'm in business. Because
No,
people are
when
at
things
some
get
point,
messy,
you're like, you know what?
see what
I'm
happened?
tired of doing
You see what
this.
happened? You see what happened when the Bible says you gotta be equally yoked? That's a tricky question. Equally yoked on what?
It's not really tricky, but it's
It's-
the work. It's the work that people don't want to
And-
do, and that's why the yoke breaks.
And you know what? And both of you are right. And I say that because when I think back on, since you brought it up, my two failed marriages, right? I think I just got tired of being married. I got tired of the same routine over, and I got tired of lying about what I was doing because I was running so many women. I just got tired, right? And it got to the point where it's like, you ain't gotta live like this, dude. Just separate yourself from this, and then you can do what you want to do. But the problem with that stuff is men never want to be the bad guys. We always gotta have a reason to walk away, instead of just manning up and say, I ain't happy with this no more. You know, I know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I waited till they messed up to say, okay, I'm out of here, like the punk way. But you know what? I was a little younger then. That was some years ago. One 20 years ago, and another 15 or 14 years ago. I mean, we all mature. Not even that. 24 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So we mature. So.
Really?
Most of us
All right. Here's a good one. Are relationships maintained by logic, or are they influenced by our emotions?
Emotions, I
Emotions all
think,
day long.
definitely for me. I always hold on way longer than what I should because it's like,
Are you a Taurus?
no,
No,
I'm a Virgo. They
I'm
say
a
my
Taurus.
my best match is supposed to be a
What was
Taurus.
the question again?
But I always see the
Okay,
potential in a
you jumping.
person, and I always try to repair and fix and overlook, and I don't think with my head, I think with my heart, and it always gets me into trouble.
And I don't think anything is wrong with that, thinking with your heart. I mean, and I think that's what, that's the scary part of a relationship, but that is, that's what you're supposed to do. I think that's how God made it, to
Right.
think with our hearts.
But have you ever met an OG or old woman in church, been married for 40 years? Ever asked the question, how did he stay married 40 years? Have you ever asked that question?
Yeah.
What was the answer to you? What did they tell you back?
Communication.
I'm going to mess y'all up. My grandparents were married for 75
You ever
years.
asked how they did it?
Yeah, but and a lot of it is,
You know what grandfather told me?
like I think you,
Tolerance.
and that's what
Yeah.
that's basically what it is.
Tolerance.
You do
You
your
gotta
cost
know when- you gotta
benefit
know when to shut up.
analysis, and you're like,
What I learned,
Take
you
the good
gotta
with the
know,
bad.
you gotta know when to shut up. You gotta know when to say yes. It's like being a
Compromise.
robot.
He just said,
You gotta know when to say
shut up.
yes. You gotta know your place. And honestly, and that what happened what make marriage last because you can't. That's only, I hate to say this, and that's only one man wear the pants in the house.
So
and I agree with that.
So what do you-
I agree
I
with
agree
you.
with that
So
as
what do
well.
you think
100%.
people are most
But a
of-
lot of men don't know how to wear the pants, and that's where the problem. Therein lies the
I don't know what kind
problem.
of man.
So what do you
I'm saying a
think?
lot of men don't know,
But that
and
is
I,
true,
I
though.
could go on, but it
It's
is very
true.
true. So
It's
just to expound on that,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100%. But there are, I think these new improved men, because I look
New
at back in the
improved men.
day when I look at my grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
God rest their souls, but they were married for over 60 years.
Yeah.
But it was a level of tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things that my grandmother would do, I wouldn't even think of doing. And certain things my grandfather would do in his marriage. I can't see the new and improved man even thinking
and the
like
new
that.
improved woman.
The new and improved, which is not necessarily improved, not necessarily new. It's just he has a hard time wearing the pants and maintaining his role as the provider. He doesn't really understand the role.
Whoa, you said something just now that kind of trick. Provider.
Yeah.
Provider. When a man provides,
He's
what
the
happens?
umbrella.
Okay, so the man's a hunter. He goes home to bring them meat home, put on this thing, and walk. And go watch TV. You go in the kitchen, make them meat, you cook dinner, burn the table. You accept that?
And what?
I'm the provider.
Yeah.
I go out. I was just the hunter and the cooker. I go. I get an elephant, bring it home. I throw in the sink. I sit on the cap, my feet up, put in my hot meal. Babe, your food ready yet?
Yeah,
What you doing?
and that's the ideal. But then you bring in now
no.
we need 2-income households, and you have the woman
no,
who
now you said provider.
No,
You see
listen,
now?
listen. And I'm just giving you my perspective on this because now you have women who are feeling like they need to be equal on that role because they are providing equally.
Exactly.
When in actuality,
see-
I look at back at
but
when
you
my
see-
grandparents, my grandfather, he was the household. So
Okay.
yeah,
I think
you
it's
put your
all
feet
about.
up on
I think
the
it's all
couch.
about how you were
Exactly.
raised.
My
I
brother said because
think it comes back. It all
Right.
comes down to how you were raised,
Yep.
and how you were brought up. So let me ask you this: do you think that people are afraid these days of being in a relationship, or are they afraid of being in love? Or is there a difference?
I don't really think there's too much of a difference. I don't think there's any fear with it, being in a relationship or being in love. But who's in love?
is that who's in love?
I mean, really, like who?
Where
Like-
do you find out love though? Love her because I do things for
Yeah,
her.
we're over here splitting hairs. That's a
Yeah,
bad question.
yeah, that I can't even.
Well,
no
I mean-
comment.
Like, what
So
is
what do you
that?
find-
So what you saying? So Shaun, please explain yourself.
Yeah,
that's
because
me all up.
What that
what's love?
What's love?
Well, it's okay. I think love is knowing someone's flaws and knowing that they know all of your flaws and still having an emotional attachment to them and still care about their well-being, still care about where they're going to be tomorrow and how they're going to be and how they're feeling. If you could say that about somebody, then that to me
I can
is
do that
is
for you,
love.
and I'm gonna do that because I'm your provider. I do it for you, but I don't
we
love
go.
you. I'm a provider. I gotta make sure you're okay with my
We're
kids.
saying
I got
love. We're not
because you just said yes. I can be your provider and do all that for you, and don't love you. Because I gotta take care of you. I provide for you. I give you a basic need. I make sure you got a bed, you got a roof. But do I love you? No, I'm getting what you want.
You know what?
All right, Kelly. If a woman asks you out, Wesley, who should pay? The woman or the person that asks out or the man?
Well, who should pay? First, what I would do in mind, I only go to a restaurant I can afford to pay for myself. So if I think let's go to, if you ask me out, if where you want to go was, I'd be like Ruth Chris. That's what I eat. If you can afford to pay Ruth Chris, but again, back to culture, where I'm from, if I'm actually out, I'm paying. If you ask me out, you're paying.
And that's how it should be.
That was the question.
That was the question.
That was the
If
question.
you ask me out, if you call me and say, Wes, do you want to go eat? I think I was hungry. You calling me. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to eat your food. For instance, for example, something that I don't understand. In America, people have birthday parties. You invite me to your party, I got to buy my own food or buy you food. When you invite me to your house, you can feed me, right? So if you say, Wes, tonight you want to go to dinner, you call me. I did not call you. So which means you can pay for my food. If I call you, I'm paying for your food. How I was raised. If I take you out, I pay for you.
And that's,
You know what?
Just so, because I was talking about this the other day with a girlfriend of mine, because where I was raised between New York and New Jersey, it was always, the men always paid.
I always
even
pay.
if
Even if
I'm
like
the
that too.
planner and I'm the one, and
I'm
I
like
mean,
that too.
I would have guys, okay, well, my girlfriend's coming. Like it would be a bunch of
I'm
us.
like that too.
Guys
That day
here
I was
in
hungry.
this area,
That day I was
they don't
hungry.
do that.
That day I was hungry. You calling me because you want to eat.
And that's what I tend to see that
I
guys
can take
here.
my own
If,
stuff to
if,
eat.
if
Some
you
guys.
call, if I
Call me
say
I'm not
I
like
want,
that.
let's go, they assume, okay, well I'm paying, and
I
I will offer.
I don't even
You
think
see,
like that.
Duane, do something. That's the concept of the day.
But that's the
Being
I'm
a
talking about just the
gentleman.
new and improved.
Being- no,
not
being-
necessarily
no,
improved,
no,
but
being-
Right.
I think the misconception is being a gentleman. So if we go out and the bill come on the table, you invite me. I'm minding my business, watching my video game, play my video game, my computer. Say, hey Wes, I'm hungry. Or you call me Wes? Do you want to go out tonight? You calling me, Duane?
Right, I get what you're saying, Wes.
I
But
didn't call you.
I think with me, it just comes to the way, it all comes back to the way I was raised.
there you go.
Well,
there you go.
And my father was like my grandfather. My father took care of the house. My mother had a career. My mother worked, but she had, like I try to do, she had very few bills. The major bills were mine. The little bills were my mother's.
In these new ones.
And you can't help from the way you're raised. That's the way I was raised.
And that's the way it should be. But the new, they're not like that.
If my friend said, Wesley, today my friend, I'm having a party, but we gotta go. I'd be like, I'm at a party, gentlemen. Why am I buying my own food at this party? It's your party. I bring you a gift. It's your celebration. I'm coming to celebrate with you. You feed me. When you go to a wedding, do you go to the wedding and pay for the wedding food?
No.
The wedding party pay for the food, right?
Right,
When you
right.
show up, you say, oh, I brought $200.
And when you go to a person's party, normally that's what happens too. They pay for the food. They cater it.
But no, the more than people
Yeah,
here
but
want to have a
think,
party.
and I agree. I've seen that too.
And I
where
get
it's
offended
like,
by
it's
that
my
because I
party,
was like,
but
it's
$55
different.
to get in.
Why you
Wow.
invite me to your party? It's simple. If you call me, hey Wes, man, I'm hungry, I'd be like, okay, go eat.
But it shows they can't afford it.
Are you gonna go with me? You want to ride or something? I'll go with you. But the point is, you invited me out. You telling me you're hungry. I'm not hungry.
So let me ask you this. Okay,
But you gonna eat though.
I'm gonna
yeah,
eat.
you're gonna eat. And I get it. So we off of that. Let's move to the next subject. The next question I have. Well, you know what, Shaun, do you have one?
Let's see. I think we kind of covered all of these questions. Okay, which one? All right. Do you bring your best on your first sexual encounter?
No.
No? You save some for later?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't want to scare them away.
Scare
Too
me
much
away.
is
What
like
kind of
a-
You're
dude?
my hero.
What kind of dudes you didn't?
Get in the way.
I'll bring it out of you.
First impression are last impressions, aren't they? Isn't that what they always
said.
say?
I'm not saying that it's not going to be good, but I'm not going to give you my whole.
Why not?
And you know what? And I take that
not?
back. I agree with you. I do agree because you can't bring out all the bells and whistles like.
Why?
Nobody.
Did you have nothing?
Please,
to look
I mean,
forward
there's
to?
levels to it. That's what I have to
Exactly.
say. There are levels to it.
So
So you
I
can't.
understand the
I'm
level. I
just
think
thinking.
I understand level. I understand the level. Me and my friends
Yeah.
talk about. So if I took it to McDonald's, I got McDonald's sex. So if I take you to a different restaurant, I got a different kind of sex. Or depending on the night. If I take you to Mickey D's, I won't get a whole lot going on because we're Mickey D's. I didn't get you ready.
You just gonna get some burgers and you gonna get some fries and shake.
But if I take you to on a little vacation to Cancun on our first date, You in Cancun. You gonna let it loose, boy. You bust it loose. So you in Cancun, say it's worthy. But if I told you, baby, come out tonight, I'm making fried chicken. Man, this dude, fried chicken. You gotta hold up together. When you up again, that I'm sharing what I made of.
Is that how it is, ladies?
I agree.
Oh, so wait a minute, hold on. So the more expensive the meal, the more chicks you get.
You know, like there's a way to thank
got-
you.
My father always told me,
hey,
if you get away for nothing, it'll never be worth nothing.
So which
There
means
you go. I'm
Duane,
not saying
now-
like, hey, you want
now
to take
back
me to
me
Paris?
now.
I might have to pull out roast.
Now back to me now. When I was talking earlier, and they were all getting fuzzy when I made my comment earlier before the show got started. Again, what you put or what you get. So if I take you out, I know already I take you to a cheesy restaurant, now they're gonna go down tonight. So I not be like, man, I gotta step my game up. Next time we're going to a 5-star restaurant.
So let me ask you this, ladies. He take you to Cancun. You pull out all your stops.
Well, not Cancun. Let's say it's like Paris.
Paris, okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
can go
thing
by
anyway.
myself.
I like
I
York.
know, right?
anyway.
Cancun.
I'm a York man anyway. All right, so he take you to Paris, right? You get over to Paris, you break him off, it's doo-doo. Do you give him a second chance?
That's,
I think so. You're in Paris. We can go to the Louis Vuitton store before we leave. But yeah.
you see?
Why
Well,
not?
my thing is this. This is how I look at that. You know,
But that's the difference between a woman and Wesley said that's the difference between a woman and a man. If a man get with a woman and the sex is horrible, she ain't getting another shot.
Nah, I'm done.
I don't care nothing about nervousness. You're horrible. That was a waste of my
Waste of
time.
my
And
time.
because women have sex for different reasons. I mean, you guys, it's purely carnal. It's not, I'm trying
What's
to
the
impress
reasons
her.
that women
It's more
have?
about impressing yourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, I mean, some women will have sex because, hey, he's a really nice guy, and
So
he
sympathy
takes care
sex.
of me, and I mean that's a
Sympathy
true
sex.
statement,
Sympathy.
Yeah.
That's what you wanna call it.
Wow.
But most men are not into having sex with her because I want to please her. It's more
That's
like
not true.
it's
That's
it's
not
a
true.
it's a
But
collateral issue.
You're not
It's
an alpha
not
male.
I'm doing this because I want to.
Which means not an alpha male. Well, alpha males knows one thing. Being an alpha male,
Yeah.
you know you got to
know
please
about
your
yourself.
mate.
That's right.
I know. I know myself.
You got to.
No, I think
I'm gonna guess mine, but I'm gonna let you
but
guess
I
your
think
first.
an alpha male is you're first about getting yours.
No.
No, they're not alpha male.
No.
They're not alpha male.
You got that wrong, baby girl.
Okay.
No.
Got that
Alpha
wrong.
male
Ah,
is ego. Alpha male is
I'm
ego.
with
No,
you on
No,
alpha male is
seriously.
ego.
Good.
Alpha male
No,
is
Shaun,
ego.
you got that
Right.
wrong.
I walk
I
my
don't-
chest
I
up.
agree with you a lot tonight, but you're definitely wrong on
Because
that.
alpha male is ego.
sorry.
Bro,
I
when I
gotta
leave
agree
your
with you
house,
on that.
you be like,
I don't know.
damn, I gotta call him next week. I walk, I come down, I be like,
They gotta wait till a
yeah.
whole week. They gotta think about a whole week for you.
Because you probably.
It's usually the next day.
I don't want to go there. It's probably like, he wore me out. I gotta recover. So I hit him next week.
He said next week.
Because you gotta recover. You know.
Oh Lord.
Blowing you up for you get in the car.
He texting you. Can you come back upstairs? You left your phone. Be like, I got my phone back. What are you talking about? Oh, just thinking. You gonna leave already?
Hey, Shaun.
Okay.
Y'all funny.
I think we covered a lot of these. Do you have expectations in the person you commit to, and did you verbally communicate your expectations at the beginning of your relationship? Here we are talking about expectations in a relationship. And I think for me, I think you have to lay it out on the line. The minute that the feelings start changing, it needs to be said.
Yes.
I agree.
I hate that subversive, you
should
no
have
one
known.
says anything.
Right,
or
right,
on that,
you
on
Just 'cause
that,
you
guessed
don't
it.
on that,
Right.
on that, I'm gonna make a comment. And I was watching this reality TV show, which I don't watch TV, but Sunday I was like, what am I watching? Living expectation in line, being honest, being all that cool stuff. When you say women are much more accepted than men, I'm gonna go back to all that. Basically, let me give you an example. If I'm dating you and we're kicking it, we've been dating for a month or two, you feel like, babe, I don't want to be honest with you. In my past life, I was a lesbian. God be like, what?
Huh?
Okay, I'm gonna do it. But if you told me, say, babe, 2 months ago I was gay, but I decided, will you date me?
No.
Oh,
double standard. But I agree. Wesley, I totally agree with
Double
you.
standard.
That is such a double
But
standard.
I'm telling you,
that's a double
but she
standard.
can tell you after one day.
Because-
and I'd be like, you know what?
I can go with
because
that.
you actually want to see, you probably want to see it too.
Oh, but he tell you.
Yeah, I mean that's usually what it's about. Like,
But you know, the reality is that there is no, and I argue about this all the time. There is no difference.
No, it's
there
not.
really isn't a difference.
with what?
Then if a man, if two women being together, and two men being together,
there's no
difference. It's no
sorry.
difference.
It's the same thing going on.
It's the
two
same
sex.
thing. It's
I'm
the same
sorry.
sex.
I'm sorry.
And I know, I know you.
I don't
What
agree.
happens is women get the visual. Women
No.
get the visual. For women,
can't.
for women,
Wow,
women,
but you
all,
tell
women
me-
think that all men think that turns them on when two women are together. That is such
Say
a
it doesn't
fallacy.
turn you on.
Such a
That messes with
fallacy.
my ego.
It's not true.
Like, what you can do for? I can't do for.
Exactly.
What you gotta go to her for?
Exactly. Have you
I
ever
can't
even?
believe what I'm hearing.
Have you ever even
I
looked
don't
at? Have you
even
ever
believe
thought
it.
about
I
it
don't
like that?
believe it even.
I'm
believe
telling
it
you,
all.
Sean.
I
I'm telling you.
I don't
man,
believe
telling
it even
you.
if you said it.
I don't
Nobody-
even know.
She's cheating on me
Well,
with
what
another
the female-
female, and you would have
my
an
ego.
issue?
Babe, what she doing for? I can't
Why
do for
would you have an issue?
Why?
Sorry, I can't even believe what I'm
can't.
hearing.
Why not?
I
Why
can't.
would
I just don't
why
believe
would
it.
you
I-
have?
That to
Sean,
me
no,
is
that's
a
too-
ultimate male fantasy. Is two women
Oh
who
my
actually
God.
want to be with each other,
No.
right?
No.
And you are privy to that. And
You,
No.
you
I don't
are
believe
you
what
have
I'm
been
hearing. I'm sorry.
hoodwinked,
I guess
bamboozled,
so. It sounds good.
misled, run amok.
See,
does
you be the
sound
same with like,
good.
hey, baby, like, what you
No.
think? You know, your girlfriend, you think she want to come over and
No.
Because my
I don't
thing is,
believe it.
what's
I
going
don't believe it.
after
believe it.
what's going to happen after we done? I'm gonna sit and watch y'all.
What? And then
And I'm like,
I mean, I'm
okay,
not getting into all the
baby, can you
freakiness
turn
details,
around?
but I'm assuming that's what happens. Yeah.
see that, and then guess what? I'm going to work. Hello. Oh, Sissy at my house. What she doing there?
Yeah, exactly.
What
now
you
you
doing?
went
What you
about.
doing in the
I
house?
can't believe it.
Are they in
I
the room?
can't. I can't.
Exactly.
Because
Now
I
you-
think with the
you
man
know-
and
do
the
you know
woman,
how
there's something that a woman can't offer another woman. You know that.
What?
If that's the case, Sean, then why do guys invite other women to their allow their wives to invite other women to their
I don't know, you
relationship,
need to ask
and then the
them,
women end up with that
because
woman
that
instead
is-
of him?
Exactly.
know.
And it's true. And then that's
The woman end up with that other woman instead of him.
But usually, from what I see, the guy is cool with it.
Cool.
I've never seen a guy come in and say, "I want a divorce because my wife left me
It's just
for her
that-
girlfriend."
Why not?
Because a guy ain't gonna say that because about our
'Cause
egos.
I put
That's
my-
real. Never say
Our
it.
egos. But here's the thing,
He's
right?
shopping for a bigger bed. That's what he's doing.
Okay, well, hey, well, it
I
all
don't-
depends.
I
Well,
don't
let me
believe
just
what
say
I
this then.
hear.
Let me just say this. Let me ask this question then. I hear it every single show we have. I ask people this one question. I say, what is the most important thing in your relationship that holds a relationship together?
Communication.
I would say 99% of the time they say communication.
That's
right.
not true.
However,
Financial.
when you ask them why their relationship failed, 99% of the time they say lack of communication. So here's my question. If communication is so important in a relationship, how do you allow the relationship communication to deteriorate to the point where you have none?
Because you just get tired. This is what keeps me in business. People get tired.
Well-
I'm tired of trying to communicate
But if-
with this person.
But if a guy's not, if you with somebody, with a woman or you with a man and they stop talking to you, are they not communicating to you?
They are communicating. in
They are
language.
communicating.
They're communicating.
They're not
Duane,
communicating.
I would say 99% relationship fail, marriage fail because of financial reasons. Financial is the key. You can butt it up, you can do whatever. Financially, it failed because financially, you're not a
Yeah,
divorce
but I'm
attorney.
saying, but the whole thing is communication
we
too.
can,
'Cause
we can talk all day, and
But you can
and we
talk
short-
through even financial issues. I think
yeah.
it starts from, it trickles down because
Do you-
you can talk about anything. If the
Right.
two people can communicate and sync, you can
Well,
both
so-
file
so
bankruptcy.
we're all
You
sitting
have
at this
no
table.
money.
Listen,
But if
I
you're-
was
we're all
happy
sitting at
when
this
I was
table.
poor with my
We're all
husband.
sitting at this table divorced. Do you think that you ever get married again?
Yes, absolutely.
You think you ever get married again, Wesley?
yeah.
Sean?
Now getting married for me. For the first time I did it for a different reason. Now it was all about Wesley. You got to do me, baby.
You know what, Wesley? You my man.
You got-
We
now-
talked about the same thing. I said the same thing. I said that the first 2 times I got married, it wasn't for me. If I ever get married again, it's gonna be
about
because
me.
it's gonna be because I'm in love.
Because I want that
It's
woman.
gonna be because I'm in
like
love.
you
It ain't
said,
gonna be
that
for
would
no
catch
other
my
reason.
eye.
I don't need your
There's
money.
no kids. I don't want to make kids for me. I want your money. I just want to love you.
I want-
like you said,
yep,
there's no love. I
it's
want
gonna
to
be for
enjoy
love.
you. We're gonna enjoy
I
each
can't
other.
say that I got married one time for love.
I got married because of circumstances.
Yeah.
I had to do what I had to do. Because
That's so
of because
sad.
of because of culture. No, because of culture. Mom said, Dad said, Wesley, she have a baby. You got to marry her. You know,
Where's
you
your
know,
what's your culture?
DC?
Your culture is DC.
Please, I can't with him and his culture.
But no, basically, in my culture.
Do you? Let me get this quick question in before we get out of here. Do you think that a lot of people settle for looks instead of substance?
Nah, not
No,
nowadays.
not anymore.
We don't live in that society. I mean, that's
I think we put up with a little bit more if a person looks nicer. we put up with more, but we don't necessarily settle because.
Yeah, I think it get to a point where you grow up.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we,
like,
I think
come on.
we've
Oh,
pretty
but
much
I-
outgrown that,
Yeah.
you know, because there's a lot of ugly people on the inside walking around here that,
Right.
you know, on beautiful on the outside. But very
Yeah,
ugly on the
but if
inside.
they just a side piece or a jump off
Or
or
FWB.
FWB, it don't matter because
Don't matter.
It does. It
you ain't
matters
banging
even,
that
even
personality.
more so.
You ain't
Friends with
banging that
benefits.
personality.
Come
You
on
just
now.
hit the body. Close us out, baby girl.
All right. Well, if you have any questions or comments, please
Thank you.
email us at theYfactor@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.